let's prepare a hackle that we're going to use first before we start tying this fly. We can prepare this and set it aside easily. I've selected a Coq de Leon hackle. This is the hen saddle, and I'm going to strip away part of the feather we don't want to use. I'm going to mainly concentrate on selecting feathers that have nice good coloring and patterning near the tips where I want to use them, and they're fairly level or even. So I will take away what I don't want, and I'm going to use this Pettigene tool. It's a little as a base. I'm going to use the tool a little differently than I would if I was using this if I were preparing a Pettigene style CDC hackle. I just kind of use that as a foundation. This is Hen Spectra 22. I'm going to set an amount, and I'm going to concentrate where I place this material in the center of the quill, which is right on the edge of that anvil right there. Or so, I think. So we're going to end up grabbing near that center quill. Now, I'm going to select about 6 strands of pheasant tail. And I'm going to arrange them so that these black centers, we can use the center of that anvil right now. The black centers extend, or the just past the hackle. You can add and subtract as you desire. So I like that little sandwich. I'll put my thumb on there. I'm going to come in with this tool and I'm going to clamp right on the stem, the quill of that hackle. And then you can, I just like to brush through it and straighten stuff out, make sure everything is nice and even like that. Now we'll set that aside and tie the rest of the fly. I'm going to guide you through tying this emerging intruder flymph. So I want to keep the same color profile of the naturals that I want to imitate, and in this case I'm going to imitate a green drake. The green drakes we often find have nice beautiful rusty brown legs and tails. So I'm going to take and tie the rear of this fly in the color model of a nymph, the front of this fly in the color model of an emerging adult, which is, of course, is slightly different, and in the case of a green drake it'll be more green. So I'm going to select an amount that I want, measure out, and let's mount that and check for length. You will notice that the naturals of green drakes' tails aren't as long as other naturals that you're trying to imitate. So in this case, I'm going to leave the tails just a smidge shorter. I've already prepared my D-rib, if I can find it here real quick. You can prepare a section of half-round body glass by razoring a sharp wedge shape into the edge of it here, wedge. And I'm going to mount this round side up, and I'm going to capture that by the wedge right there. And I'm going to advance the thread forward, and each thread wrap forward, I'm binding down the butt end of that body glass and everything else in the way. Might as well just, I don't want it. Sometimes I just don't like cutting things. So there, real quick. You just saw how I mounted that round side up, and you're going to see why I did that round side up. That is not going anywhere. So let's put that out of the way. This is the old LaFontaine Dutch. I always say that, touch dubbing technique. And it does require a application of Wonder Wax on your thread. Get that thread nice and tacky. So I'm going to use, like I say, keeping in color model of the nymph, that burnt orange rusty color, UV Tracer Squirrel Dub. Now, this is a hard material to dub with, so Wonder Wax is absolutely essential. But literally all I want to do is create some gills. This spiky material is going to be the gills. And I'm only going to apply just a small touch of dubbing onto that thread. It does not require a lot. Just a small amount like that. And I will just wrap forward in touching turns, as my partner across the pond would say, to the, let's go all the way, because we can tie over that, create some shape there. Next, and you can see why we use the round side up. I want a flat profile, so if I was to start winding here, I should, in theory, get my flat profile to show forward. And I'll use my thumbnail. I'm going to crank down on this first wrap as hard as I bloody can. Tight like that. Next wrap is going to be forward of that, and with a little bit less tension. And yes, I do have the flat side facing out. Third wrap, spaced a little further forward. Sometimes it helps to just kind of jog it around like that. Fourth wrap, less tension. See the profile of that's returning, getting fatter and fatter. That is where I want to end this. Because now I will just tie that off. Crossover wraps. I do about 10 here. When I'm dealing with body glass, that's got to be really secure. And then I'll trim away the tag end with that. I'm just going to move that thread out of the way so we can take a dubbing brush and scruff those gills out and get everything kind of scruffy and roughed up. This will imitate so many bugs that you're going to find across the country and around the world. So many macroinvertebrates have this rusty brown, red-brown profile there. Now, back up. Let's create a dubbing loop. This is where we get to apply that composite dubbing loop we just made. So I inserted a dubbing loop, pull everything forward, flip it into a dubbing tool, and apply wax. I apologize if you're hearing some background noise. My refrigerator decided to kick in. Now we'll insert this intruder compound hackle we just made into this dubbing loop. And I'm going to measure it to length that I want, which is going to be body length. Release my grip. If you need to adjust it, now is the time. You see how I'm not letting go of this dubbing loop here in my finger. Get you focused here. There you go. The fibers are measuring back to the bend. And what I'm going to do is just trim away that excess. So now this thread becomes the hackle stem. But here's the important thing. Keep a firm grip of that dubbing loop in your fingers. Reach down and wind up that dubbing tool however your dubbing tool is configured. Get it tight. What really helps here is to not let go and just simply zip it real quick. And there you see, that's ready to go. Now, if I was to sit there and laboriously twist it round and round and round and round, it would inevitably fall apart on me, and I couldn't get that accomplished. Before I wrap this, I want to show you something real quick. That's a UV going on in that compound dubbing loop right there. So when you observe the natural green drake, you'll notice that in the adult section of the fly, and you notice I'm using a different color hackle, that there's a bright green segments, intercostal segments around its armpits, legs, neck, underneath all of the dark. So that's what you're getting there. You're getting that green of the green drake. Simply put, this is just an intruder hackle, very small, that we can fold over and spiral forward. So a traditional flymph would have been tied as such that they would have dubbed forward, dubbed back to the thorax, left the thread back there, having tied the hackle in here, wound the hackle back over the dub foundation and bring the thread forward again, thus counterwrapping that hackle in place. So what you're getting with this intruder style hackle is that all of that rigmarole in one go. I'm getting that entire thing happening here in one fell swoop, one go. And we'll tie off that dubbing loop, secure it with a bunch of crossing wraps. Real quickly, before we tidy this fly up, we'll just tie it off with a series of whip finishes here. And in keeping with the color scheme of natural insects, the natural counter shading, we'll just color the top of that head with a brown marking pen. And then we're going to go in on the underside there, and we'll just mark that bottom with that. And there you have it, an emerging green drake flymph intruder style. Thank you for watching.